I've always been fascinated about love. I even wrote a book about love, dating, marriage, and relationships. But I'm not here to talk about that. Today, I want to talk about how love has empowered me as a black man in America. I'm from Southside Kansas City. It's kind of a rough neighborhood. You grow up and see things maybe as a young person you shouldn't, such as drugs, weapons, poverty, and violence. My mother figured, listen, I'm raising two young black boys in the ghetto, so I have to be real about them. When I was 16, my mother gave my brother and I the talk, or what we as young black men need to do when we are confronted with the police. She said, remain calm, look them dead in the eye, say yes sir, no ma'am, and maybe you can walk away with a warning, a ticket, and your life. I think about that conversation. It's really close to my heart. My mother never sugarcoated anything about crime, and she wanted to keep us away from the temptations of the streets. Unfortunately, I didn't listen too good to those lessons as I began to drink and experiment with drugs. I was hanging around folks that love to party, have a good time, get high, and not think about the next day. It felt good to be around people that just love to just go out and just rage and just have fun. I got love for being around that crowd. There's a certain love you get from sharing a high or drunk with somebody. But as you know, when the music stops, everyone stops dancing. Folks either got sobered up or the high became so unattainable and the love went away. I almost got caught up with the syrup. My brother was carrying me in and out of cars when I was passed out drunk. I was getting arrested and just being in and out of jail. So I knew something had to change. I was just fucking up on a regular basis. I knew that I came too far for it to end like this. I needed to love myself. One of the strongest ways to show love is to believe in somebody. Believe in their dreams, help them, and support them. I remember when I first was gonna do my first TEDx. I was really nervous and I was doubting myself. I was like, look, I'm from the ghetto, I got a stutter, and I don't always speak the King's English. So I was talking with a homeboy of mine and I said, man, I don't think that I can do this. And he looked at me and he said, you can do this because you're LeRon Barton. That was so powerful. It hit me, it knocked me out and woke me back up. I said to myself, hell yeah, I can do this. I know where I'm from. I know what I can do. I know what I've been through. At a point in my life, I wanted to give back. I wanted to help out folks that look like me and come from where I come from. So I began to be a mentee to a young black boy and teach creative writing at the San Francisco County Jail. The men and I, we would talk about writing, books, we would write poetry together, and we share ideas. It was an incredible feeling. As much love as I thought I gave to my mentee and to the men, I got way more back. That's the thing about love, y'all. You receive way more than you give. I have an uncle in prison. I remember my uncle was a real cool, laid-back brother. He wasn't rah-rah or loud, he was just chill. When I found out that my uncle was locked up, it hurt my heart. He's no angel, but as I've always said before, being black is like walking a tightrope, and you have to balance dealing with racism as well as being true to who you are and where you come from. When I thought about my uncle locked up, I just would think about him being around people that didn't know him or loved him. When I would have conversations with some folks that were inside, they would always tell me, LeRon, people on the outside forget about you sooner or later. And I didn't want that to happen. So I began to write to him, ask him how he was doing, kind of reintroduce myself, and fill him in on the family. I wanted my uncle to know that we still love him, that I still love him, that there's still love out there for him. So many black families do this dance of trying to keep in contact with their loved ones while they're locked up. It's hard, but I can't have my uncle think that we don't care about him. Our love will lift him up no matter where he is. When I first started writing about race from the perspective of the black man in America, I wanted to talk about not only our experiences with racism, but to show our humanity. To talk about how not only are we smart, beautiful, and talented people, but that we are above any type of negative stereotype. I stand here before you today because there's been a gang of black men and women that have propped me up, told me I was gonna be something, poured love inside me, and now I have to do the same. Love is a verb, it's an action. It's constantly giving and receiving. I tell my family I love them. I tell my friends I love them. My homeboys, they get like a little freaked out when I say that, but it's all good. Love is powerful. You cannot hold on to it. When love comes to you, you have to give it away. I don't hold on to love. I just let it fly. If you're walking in gratitude and service, you will never run out of it. Love is our strongest resource. It is truly unlimited. Love has changed my life. And if you embrace love, I guarantee you it will change yours. Thank you.